Angry Joe here, and I'm with the senior producer at NetherRealm Studio, Hans. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Anytime, man.
At this late hour, it's 5 o'clock, last day, last show. Wanted to make sure that I got Injustice in because I enjoyed so much Mortal Kombat. One of my highest rated fighting games of all time, 9 out of 10. Huge Mortal Kombat fan. And really trust you guys with fighting mechanics and making it exciting. So it's really great to see that you got, again, the DC license.
I love the shirt, man. Love the shirt.
Love the shirt. So we got to do Superman justice because he hasn't really had his own badass game.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we really wanted to get a game that really, shows off the DC characters. I mean, there's never been a really good, strong DC fighting game, and this was our chance to really make a mark.
Yeah, I mean, MK versus DC, it was a little lackluster for me, so I'm hoping that this isn't just an updated graphics MK versus DC. How is this one switching things up and making this next generation?
Well, I mean, yeah, there are updated parts to it, like our graphic engine, our lighting engine. We totally reworked them, amped them up, so you get some great details on the characters. But it's not just about the looks; it's also about the gameplay mechanics. Very different from what we had before. So, the configurations, what you think, like how you would play Mortal Kombat, you don't play it the same way. You still have the 2D fighting playing, but it's a total different style playing. The environments are interactive. You can do stuff in the environments. Use items there to help you fight. You damage something in the background, and that damage can affect the fight itself. We have really large arenas. Each arena has at least 2 sections. I mean, we're just going all out, making this epic. The whole idea is kind of think of a movie, like a very epic feel. You're playing through a movie experience.
Yeah, and it seemed to me that it has to be because these are the heroes of legend. I mean, Superman, Batman, and Flash. If they actually ever did fight each other as they do in this game, it would span the entire globe. It seems like it wouldn't fit enough on a 2D plane. How do you make it seem like it's bigger than what it really is just on a single 2D experience?
Well, like I said, the environments are huge. I mean, we have some levels where you have 3 areas, and we have one where you have a character where you knock them through the wall. You're going through a building, and I'm not just like 2 walls. We're talking multiple stories, 3 buildings. You're 4 blocks away when you finally stop fighting, and all of a sudden it's the fight continues. So things are very large. You can see way in the background. Some of the destruction you do can actually affect things in the background. So one of the things, like in the Batcave, you're fighting there, and you do a super clash move, and next thing you know, the pillars in the background, they're crumbling down.
Yeah, and I saw that, and he was
computers blown up. So
yeah, they were using parts of the environment. That seems like a focus for this game. Instead of having maybe the X-ray skull moves and stuff, it was a focus on environmental damage. You can use things in the environment, but only certain characters. Could you explain that?
Well, every character can work in the environments, but depending on the character you have will determine how you interact with it. So it's not like everybody can do the exact same thing. So, one of the things we can talk about is we have 2 types of characters. We have power characters, and we also have gadget characters. So a good example would be Solomon Grundy, which you might have seen. He's a big hulking guy. He is an example of a power character. He's all about brute force. And then you got somebody like Batman, the ultimate gadget guy. So how they play and what they can do is going to be very different. Grundy could grab a generator and toss it at you. Well, there's no way Batman's going to be able to do it. But Batman may be able to use his batarangs to cause it to explode, to cause damage to you that way. So depending on who you pick, it will determine how you can interact with the environments. So in some ways, you almost want to think the environment themselves are almost like another type of character in the game.
Yeah, for sure. And NetherRealms is known for really packing their games with content, in addition to your fighting system and polishing it to a T so that the fighting is fun. There's also a lot of extra content. Number 1, the story. For example, in Mortal Kombat, can we expect a really elaborate story line through this game with cinematics, something similar to what we saw in the Mortal Kombat reboot?
Well, right now we're not ready to talk too much about story, but I can promise you there will be a story mode, and we pride ourselves on making a great story mode. So
okay, yes, don't go back on that because that's what we love so much. And extra content. You know how Mortal Kombat has the crypt. Will we be seeing a lot of extras, unlockables, alternate costumes, all that good stuff?
Well, you guys stay tuned for that. We're not quite ready to
reveal everything.
Yeah, not yet. Okay. But more will be coming very soon.
So in the game, obviously, you're going to have super moves as you did in Mortal Kombat. You charge up the meter and then you execute your excellent move. Are we going to see a variety of them? Each character is going to have more than just one, right? And for specifically Superman, what kind of badass ones does he have?
Well, the whole thing is we pride ourselves on over-the-top scenes. So right now the plan is just to have one unique one per character, and they're always going to be unique to that character. So like in the case of Superman, it's going to be the thing is with Superman, it has to be something that Superman will do. So actually what we did for him was that we have a punch where he knocks the guy literally into the stratosphere.
I saw that.
He goes flying way up there. Then once you're at the peak of there, he's right there. Pound you right back down. So, we're looking for big moments, things that actually make sense for the characters.
Now, DC, they don't like people tinkering around with their characters too much, but they allowed you to redesign everybody's costumes. And was that like a big thing for y'all? Like, was it nerve-wracking to redesign everybody's costume? Because maybe, I'm not sure, I haven't seen all the designs yet. Some of them look really cool. Other ones, I'm not so sure if I like yet. I mean, Batman, his face looks different. It kind of has to grow on me, and Flash has some armor. I mean, what was that like creating new costumes for that, and who did those?
Well, it's always a challenge. And the thing was, we had the opportunity working with DC, and they said, you know what, this is completely different, it's something unique, so you know what, go at it. So we worked with them on, the designs and how the looks and, how they feel and everything. And the thing is, we got a great group of guys back at the studio who concept the stuff out, and then they go start creating models and lighting and everything. And animators, mocap guys, just bring it all together. So it's a group effort. Not one person really could say, I did it. Honestly, it's like 20, 30 guys that are involved. So
now, one last thing is that it seems in NetherRealms make bloody games, visceral, not afraid to get dirty, but with superheroes like this, you have to maybe taper it down. I just wanted to ask, will there be blood, as in Mortal Kombat? Is there a bunch of blood in the game? Or obviously you can't do some of the things that was in Mortal Kombat, but what replaces that, and is there blood in the game?
Well, Mortal Kombat was a game that was aimed for a more mature audience, so that's why we with all the blood, the violence, the gore. This game, we're aiming for a younger crowd, so obviously we have to keep it in scale. But that being said, we are going to push the limits of that T rating, okay? So we're going to go as far as we can. One of the things we do, especially working with Ed, is like we rather go too far and then pull it back than not go far enough. Right. So that's going to be the way we're going to design this game. We're going to go as far as we can, and then we're going to say, okay, rating support is like, yeah, you can't do that. Okay, we'll bring it back. Well, then we'll just inch it back. How about now? Is that okay? No. How about now? Is that okay? That's where we're gonna go. So
okay, the roster. We're looking to see how many characters are in the game. Is it 24? How many characters? Because we want a substantial amount of DC heroes. New ones that we love, and ones that we may not normally have expected.
Well, right now, we haven't locked it down, but I can honestly tell you, you probably can expect something in the same neighborhood that you would have seen in Mortal Kombat. So right around that range of characters, right around 24 or so. But as for the exact number, we haven't locked down. We want to make sure we give people a good choice, but we don't want to overload them either.
Yeah, and with DC Comics having the new 52, have they suggested any characters for you guys to use possibly in the roster?
Yeah, you know what? There's always communication between us and DC. So they have their list of characters of who they would like to see. We have ours, and we just kind of work it all out. Find a good nice middle ground.
Awesome. Hopefully we'll learn more about the game soon.
Definitely, more is going to be coming out in the near months ahead. We're going to give you a little bit more information, some more of the roster information.
Maybe the modes, online modes. Will we be seeing a great online component like we saw with Mortal Kombat?
Well,
lobby?
Yeah, we'll definitely have a great online aspect. That's important for a fighting game. As for the details, wait, and we'll let you know exactly what we're going to be doing at that point.
Okay, excellent. So what platforms is the game going to be out for, and when can we expect to see it?
Well, it's going to be out for the Xbox 360, the PS3, as well as the Wii U. And right now we're just saying the release date is going to be 2013.
2013? All right, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Oh, thanks for coming by, man.
Most definitely, and we'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show.